What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the mother-loving geek nation? You're currently tuning into the... I'm sorry, I wasn't even reading it. Hold on. I'll do it again. This is going to be great. What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the geek nation? Witness us! The CultPop Podcast, episode 78, a show where we talk about movies and TV and comics and hope in the Wasteland and all the other things that scratch your nerdy itch. We're coming to you live from Young Junk HQ, Philadelphia's premier podcast production space.
Young Junk.
Nailed it. Yes. One more time. I'm your war boy host, JD of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street. It's a rad-ass comic shop that caters to nerds and nerd-adjacent individuals such as yourself. So please come see me and give me a little beep boop. With me tonight to talk is Alice.
Hi, it's me.
And Noel.
Hello.
Also in the booth is our trusty producer, Dylan. Dylan the Great. Eddie Madison is in the Chickadee chat saying, howdy, y'all. How are you doing today? Eddie, welcome back. We haven't heard from you for a while. We hope you're doing well.
It's been like weeks, my dude.
Before we jump into the show, we want to shout out the Facebook group Omnibuds Cafe, a community obsessed with graphic novels, comic books, and manga. We're lucky to be there. We're lucky enough to be there. YouTubers of the month.
Oh, just for May. I think it's going to end soon.
It's almost done.
So that means that anyone that is a fan of that and a fan of this has to stop one or the other, right? It's like it's a binary choice. You can't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's all or nothing, baby.
Outside of the month of May in the year of our Lord 2024, you're not allowed to consume one of the
podcast enters.
Two podcasts.
Two podcasts enter.
One podcast leaves.
One podcast enters. Two become pregnant.
Yeah, I messed up the numbers on that. Girl math. It's fine.
Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, like Eddie Madison is doing in the chat. Get in the chat. Tell us how you're feeling. Email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. Just like long friend of the show, Pink Apocalypse did. We have letters. We got letters.
We have letters.
We got lots and lots and lots and lots of letters.
In the form of sentences.
Hey-o, people. Just wanted to let you know that there are movies you have talked about that I've never seen. So for funsies, started doing that. For a topical reason, my husband and I started with Mystery Men.
I'm okay. Hang on. Let me prepare myself for Pink's thoughts.
Okay. Hamana. Here we
Go.
go.
Oh, fuck.
It started out with camera work aping Burton.
Yeah.
Using music aping Elfman.
Yeah.
And then several moments of awkwardness later, we looked at each other with painful expressions and admitted that to us, subjectively, it was beyond terrible.
Yeah.
Like, we were confused and cringing at how bad the comedy was. When we saw the 2+ hour runtime, we tapped out. I think it was the 10-minute mark.
Oh my God.
God bless you, brave souls, for revisiting whatever that was. We've never seen Scott Pilgrim before, so we're watching that this weekend and hoping for a better outcome. Peace. Okay.
Wait. Before we get into how great Scott Pilgrim is, I wish you guys would have made it at least to the midway point when something wildly shocking happens.
Yeah.
And the movie just becomes different. And you forgot to mention that they are also aping Joel Schumacher really hard.
Really hard.
Almost more so than Burton.
Yeah, for sure.
Thumbs up. I'm glad you hated it.
Yeah, at the
Glad
time.
you hated it. I'm going to start saying that.
Glad you hated
Glad
it.
you hated it.
I respect the struggle. I respect the try.
Yeah, thanks for trying it out.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Let's see. Sam C says,
Hi, Sam.
Hola. So that was the intro and the letter section of the show, and I think they went really well. We're about to get into my second favorite part of the show, which is called What Have You Been Up To This Week, Huh? Wherein I ask my friends, what have you been up to this week, huh? I'm going to start with Alice.
Me.
Implying friendship.
What have you... Oh, no. Are we not...
You don't know.
What have you been up to this week, huh?
It feels like you're really like pressing, and it's getting a little.
My very good friend
it's a little,
Alice.
It's a
my
little
bestie.
thirsty. It's
What
a
have you
little
been up to
thirsty.
this week, huh?
It's a little thirsty.
Tell us.
I watched a movie that you let me borrow literally months and months and months ago that I finally got around to watching. The Descent from 2005, directed by Neil Marshall. And it was so good, but I was freaking out.
Yeah.
I was pacing because all the claustrophobia and all the tight spaces and all the dark. Kos and I do enjoy doing like outdoor adventures. Like we like hiking and mountain climbing and stuff. We had literally actually just gotten back from REI, like stocking up on like hiking gear and stuff. Yeah. And I went into the other room. Kos was doing work, and I'm like, we're never going in a cave. And just walked out, and he's like, all right, never doing cave stuff.
That is a solid ass rule.
I draw the line at caves. I will hike up things. I will not go down. I will not go under the ground.
Into things.
I will not go into the ground. Yeah. No, thank you.
Otherwise, you're never coming down.
Yeah, I know. I stay up there.
I'm going up.
Although
that's it.
Descent down the mountain is, in my opinion, scarier than hiking up it.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely a lot harder.
Yeah, because your leverage is forward, so it's a little easier to keep balance versus
fell and had the infamous pokey in the eye
That's
to Costa, and he
damn
messed
near
up for a while.
murdered your fiance.
I kind of did, but he saved my life, and we're all okay now. It's fine. But yeah, anyway,
10 points,
I really, really liked it, and I'm looking forward to watching more Neil Marshall movies.
Oh yeah, there's so many. So Neil Marshall is a wonderful director from Ireland. Dog Soldiers, Doomsday,
awesome.
Descent 2,
also awesome.
And the most recent Hellboy, which a lot of people don't talk about.
Pretty good.
I think it's decent. Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen the most recent Hellboy. I've seen some of the older ones, but I'd be interested.
It's solid.
Yeah, solid.
So Neil Marshall's great. He's also done a lot of television. He is a solid ass horror director. Even when the movie air quotes sucks, it's visually fun.
Yeah.
Like there's Dog Soldiers was the first thing I ever saw of his, and it's giant man in suit werewolves versus soldiers.
I see. You said that to me. You're like, I'm giving you this. It's soldiers versus werewolves in Ireland. I'm like, yeah, that's all. Checks all my boxes. Let's go.
There's one particular fight scene in the third act of that movie that I plays in my head over and over again.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been so long since
I can't talk about the details because they're wonderful surprises. But there's one character that's I don't know. It's just so good. Nice. We'll talk later without you.
Oh,
or watch it and then we'll talk again. Yeah.
No, I love The Descent. I saw that years and years and years ago. I had no idea who Neil Marshall was. I had no idea who anybody. I still don't know anybody in the movie. I don't think. But I just happened upon it somehow. Maybe I just rented it from Blockbuster or something.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe how good it was.
It was really good. Like
all the acting is really, really solid. The framing. It really puts you in those caves and in those tight spaces.
Was freaking out, I'm not joking. I was pacing. I couldn't sit on my couch. I was like, okay,
that's awesome.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
in an open room.
But also,
no, yeah. I did it to myself. I knew what the movie was about.
I could do I can. It's fine.
I'm not touching anything. Yeah.
It's a rough movie.
It reminded me of a movie that's not as good, but I liked when I was 16. Catacombs.
Yeah.
Had pink in it. Just like the tight spaces, claustrophobia aspect of it.
Pink?
The singer is in
it. Up.
Yes.
Oh, neat.
I forget the other actress's name who stars in it, but I watched that when I was 16. I was like, oh, this is
2007
so
Catacombs.
It's very, like, they get stuck in the catacombs of Paris. So it's a very similar concept, like tight spaces, darkness, you don't know how to get out. And, yeah.
Oh, Shannon Sossaman. You know her.
Oh, I like her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pink, Other People.
I think I saw that too.
Mm-hmm. I revisit. I think when I had COVID, I watched it again, and I was like, okay, this isn't as good as I thought it was when I was younger, but it was.
I think I took a break from horror in like I want to say early 2000s, from like maybe 2006, 7 to, I don't know, mid-aughts, because nothing was really
grabbing you.
Not really. No.
See, that's when I was like just getting into horror, like.
Yeah, not to be a hater, probably like. Post Scream copycats, like 10 years, that like 10 years after 96. So like from, 2006 to where it was like a copy of a copy of a copy.
Yeah.
Like everything was kind of like self-referential and Xerox.
You had to kind of find the gems in that.
A little bit,
Like The Descent.
Like,
Sam says, I want to go to the caves along the Sicily coastline.
Cool.
And then Costa says, ciao. I have accidentally come across stories, either TikToks or YouTube videos or whatever, and discovered that people have gone down into caves and then get themselves stuck in such a way, and that's just the end of them. And I can't.
So the Sicily coastline that Sam is referring to is just like, you're in a gondola with a guide and they go underneath and you're just in like a grotto and it's pretty.
Oh, I see.
It's not like, let's all put on gear and go to town and find ourselves again. No, it's hella controlled.
Yeah. I think I was 14. My family went on a trip in New York to a place called Howe Caverns, where you like take an elevator like underground to go into caves, and it's like open and everything. But even that, I was like, I don't like how far underground I am right now.
On our COVID honeymoon, we went to Shenandoah Valley, and they have a lot of lime caves and stuff, and it's all like very touristy, where you're just like walking down a path with rails, but you're actually going underneath everything. And there was a couple of moments where it was really dark, and it was just like, if the power went out or something happened outside, I'd be fine, but this would suck ass. Yeah. And then also after like an hour of just looking at cave walls, I was like,
Yep.
What's up?
Now?
Is there going to be like a show, a snack, or
Costa brings up 127 hours.
Oh my God. I saw that in theaters, and a woman in the theater passed out.
I get it.
I managed a movie theater at the time, and we knew exactly when it was going to happen. And you would just open the door. Didn't have to go inside the theater. Just open the door to listen to the sound effects of him breaking his own, like the snap, and then the like just sinewy going, and then everyone's like sighs or ooze or it was fun. That part was fun.
God.
Yeah, just open up the booth door and hear the
So if you haven't seen The Descent, don't look it up. Don't, because I went in having no idea what the movie was.
I just knew the basics, like they go into a cave. I didn't know anything else.
Spelunking.
Yeah.
Five women get caught. Like spelunking get caught in a cave.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know. Noel, what have you been up to this week, huh?
I have been catching up on a internationally popular television show that many of you might have heard of called Doctor Who.
I have heard.
Season 1 or series 14 depends on how hardcore you are.
Does that annoy you at all?
No, I don't give a shit.
Cool? Good. Okay.
It's the 15th Doctor. Yeah, the only reason why they've demarcated is because season 1, this most current season, is the first co-production with Disney.
Yeah.
So it's streaming exclusively on Disney Plus everywhere except in the UK. So they're making it season 1.
You seem to know some stuff about things. With Disney's involvement, do they have anything to do with the show itself, or is it just a distribution deal?
Just distribution.
Because I'm seeing a lot of Disney ruined it, and I'm like,
no,
I don't think they had anything to do with the show. They just
Disney gives no notes.
Give it out.
It's exclusively produced by the BBC, BBC One, and it used to air on BBC America and streaming. The streaming rights were bought for those first 13 seasons by Prime. And then now they're on Max. Now they're on HBO Max. They made a deal. The show was being reworked, and Disney entered the chat saying, "We will pay you so much money for the streaming rights." And BBC said yes. They took that money and they increased the budgets for the shows exponentially.
Oh, nice.
So has Disney improved the show? Yes, because it's a prettier, better special effects, longer production value. Do they have anything to do with the show? No. Okay. Not at all.
Just curious. So continue.
Anyway, the Disney era started last year with the 60th anniversary episodes.
All those, they were great.
3 feature-length episodes with the 14th Doctor, who was a repeat of the 10th Doctor. You should watch it. It's fun.
Costa is a huge Doctor Who fan.
Costa, you're the best. Jump in the chat.
Why are you
watch this good stuff.
Making her watch the Whomst.
The Whomst.
We have watched some of the Whomst.
Okay.
I have enjoyed what I've seen. I just haven't seen a lot of it.
Okay.
I need to dive in.
This most recent Doctor. So what happened at the end of those 3 anniversary episodes? They basically refreshed the Doctor as a character altogether through timey-wimey story purpose bullshit. He is literally a different person, and it's awesome. This new actor, Ncuti Gatwa, is so charming and cute and funny, and the show is big and silly. There's musical numbers. It's colorful. It's really great. So the first 2 episodes, the very first episode was Christmas. Every Christmas there's one episode. It was like a one-off to introduce him.
Just started that.
The first 2 episodes are weird, with space babies and booger monsters and then a interdimensional or like a Mixopidalic, but music and eats all music, and they have to save the Beatles. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's all weird. Then episode 3 happens, and it is a goddamn masterpiece. It's called Boom. It is what they used to call bottle episodes for Star Trek, where it's like one location, one problem, the whole hour. It has to do with a landmine and an impossible solution, and it is so fucking good. Ooh. It's so good. It's scary. Like it's crazy, and then all of a sudden it's political, and then all of a sudden it's message, then all of a sudden it's time you want. Like it's awesome, absolutely awesome. And then the most recent one was a weird horror story.
Ooh.
About
love that.
It was called 73 Yards, and this woman is being followed by someone they could barely see, and they're always 73 yards away from them no matter what. And anytime someone she's being followed by this old lady. Yeah. She'll be like, "Do you see that person?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I see that person. Can you go ask her what she needs?" They go to talk to the lady, and then they go off screaming, running. And you don't know why, you don't know how. It's very creepy. It's very cool.
Oh,
but
I want to see this.
It's the like malleability.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah,
the malleability of Doctor Who is so awesome. Right. Like it's talking babies in space, and then weird folk horror.
Yeah.
Week after week, and then like it's such a good show.
Yeah,
it's so good.
People have been trying to get me to watch The Whomst for like a decade now, and I dipped in with the second first series. Tenet. No.
Eccleston.
You tried Eccleston?
Yeah,
I tried Eccleston.
I started with Eccleston.
And I was like, this is fine.
It's not for everybody.
But I have found that I really like the other guy.
Tenet.
I like Tenet from like.
I also like the movie Tenet.
Oh yeah.
Talking about time you want.
From whatchamadilly? Oh, Jessica Jones and stuff like that. Like
Jessica.
He's great.
I forgot he's in Jessica Jones.
He's the Purple Man.
He's also in the fourth Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah, with a weird tongue.
But
that's his thing.
So I really like the 60th anniversary specials. I thought they were awesome. Great. Those got me sort of primed for this. I do want to continue. I put on the Christmas episode, which is after those three, and I just haven't made my way through it yet. I keep getting distracted by having a family.
Goblin pirates that sing in the sky and eat babies.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's a bit from Doctor Who that Coast and I still quote. It's the whenever we hear "Toxic" by Britney Spears, we're like, classic Earth ballad. Because they say that in one episode. They're like, wow. Let us play a classic Earth ballad, and they put on "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
Costa's in the chat. I will not yield. Costa, who's your doctor? Sam C jumped. Oh, John Hurt is my favorite.
Yeah,
dude.
John Hurt. What?
I feel like that's a mild cop out. Maybe your favorite, but who is your doctor? Like your first.
Explain this to me.
John Hurt is the war doctor who's only been on screen twice.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Fight me.
So you know he's.
I mean, John. Did you see the 50th anniversary special in theaters like I did? Did you?
Oh.
Or were you not cool enough?
Matt Smith is mine, says Sam C. And there was mention of fish fingers and custard for the first time in a long time. So sad. I guess no mention. There was no mention, or there was a mention for the first time in a long time. Yeah, I guess so. Mm-hmm. But also satisfying. Who was your first Doctor Who?
Was that to me, Sam?
Who are you asking? First was Chris.
Christopher Eccleston.
I think, Costa, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to guess your favorite is also Matt Smith.
Yes.
Who's the bow tie one?
Matt Smith.
The one who looks a little bit like Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, shots fired.
Rough.
Doesn't he? A little bit.
That would be my guess after John Hurt.
Forehead
would
and the
be
hair.
Matt Smith for Costa. I was going to say maybe Tenet, but I want to say Matt Smith.
My first was Paul McGann, and my favorite is Peter Capaldi.
Oh, that's a good one.
Bow ties are cool.
Bow ties are cool, yeah. That was one of the first things I knew about Costa is that he loves a bow tie. I actually bought him a bow tie our first Christmas together from Doctor.
Does he have a fez?
Bow tie. Yeah, I got him a fez too.
Nice.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
JD.
Oh, hey, hi.
What have you been up to this past week? The prior 7 days to today.
Huh?
I'll tell you. I have been helping my wife. My wife has a hair salon. My wife. Oh, God damn it. And
Costa can't wait until we're married so that he can start doing that.
Like I hate it, but there's something in me that has to do it. I've been helping like renovate painting walls.
Who have you been helping paint?
I've been what?
Who have you been helping?
My wife.
My wife?
My wife. And it always makes me smile too. That's the most annoying thing.
You just jump at it too.
Okay, so while doing that, while I had the rollers going and the whatnots, I was like, let me know, I'm going to put on my earbuds and listen to a YouTube. And I wound up putting on at your recommendation.
Why did I recommend it?
Because I walked into, so he was working Sunday at my shop, and I walked into the shop and I was like, we have a big TV up there. And I go,
were you watching?
Is that Ben Affleck's Daredevil?
Daredevil 2003. Absolutely,
that
was.
masterpiece, Daredevil, starring Ben Affleck, Mark Steven Johnson.
When I cover the shop, when I cover JD's Hero Complex, located at
4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA. It's a rad-ass comic shop.
When I cover the shop, I take that role seriously.
Yeah.
In so much as distractions are the devil's plaything. And I will put on something that I don't want to watch, something that isn't compelling or good or necessarily good.
I don't understand how this relates to the movie.
So I'll put on Batman and Robin. I'll put on
How dare you know?
Age of Apocalypse. I'll put on really just any bad superhero.
Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. That went on also.
Batman and Robin is a masterpiece. Okay.
He loves that movie on him.
I actually kind of love that movie for what it is, but I would not fight for it.
Yeah.
Like you would fight for Daredevil.
You don't love when he pulls out his Batman credit card that says
never leave home without it.
Never leave home without it. His bat nipples.
Bat card.
So we had, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this movie. This Ben Affleck 2000, what was it? 2003. Yeah. So, High Top Films is another YouTube channel that I'd never really heard of or anything, but it wound up popping up and I was like, oh, this looks fun. And Noel recommended it to me. So The Insane Story of Daredevil 2003 is the title of the video. It is 45 minutes to an hour, I want to say.
Oh, I think it's less than that. It's pretty chunkable.
But my man's went and saw this when he was 5 years old. He went with his father to the theater to see this when he was 5. He was a big Daredevil fan.
I need to watch this.
So much a Daredevil fan that I believe the story goes that his father tells him that in the theater, he stood up and went, "Where's Stick?" This little 5-year-old.
Yeah, his dad, according to the YouTuber, his dad would read to him Born Again and stuff. The Daredevil. He would read him Daredevil comics.
That's
At
incredible.
that time.
Yeah. So he went and saw this, and he just does this super long deep dive into the sort of road to get to Daredevil and how Mark Steven Johnson kept writing script after script, and even though it kept changing hands to different production companies and what have you. And they would always just hire him back on because his passion was so great for this movie. And I remember at the time hearing how much of a fan he is. And watching this movie, there is no doubt in my mind that Mark Steven Johnson, the writer and director, is 100% a Daredevil dude. And same with Ben Affleck. I wasn't a big Affleck fan. Like I liked him in Good Will Hunting and the silly Kevin Smith films.
He makes me cry in Armageddon.
Oh, Armageddon.
Right?
Yeah.
I love
was that
you
before or
very...
after this?
It was before this.
This was before this? Yeah. But even, I want to say even at the time, he was kind of a joke. Was he the butt of a joke? Jokes?
I mean, anytime that somebody is talented and attractive, they're a target. That's probably... Yeah.
But I feel like he was kind of a joke at the time. But anyway, it's
ain't lying.
I know that.
It's a really good YouTube video. If you're interested in Daredevil from 2003, starring the songs of Evanescence, who I still love to this day.
That movie changed me and my taste. That's how I became like emo. Like this movie.
Yeah.
So we could trace it back to 2003. I don't think you're doing this video a full service. It doesn't matter if you're interested in Daredevil. If you are at all interested in the troubled making of a movie, this is awesome. Like they document stuff that they tried to pull off, couldn't pull off, how the movie was wrangled away from him, the multiple edits, the direct, like
all the notes. It's note after note. They're like, at one point, one of the notes was, the suit's red. Can we do something? Can we do something about this red suit? And also this was before.
But nobody said anything about the bat nipples.
This is like a decade and change before the TV show.
Well, and also before like Marvel was huge, right?
Yeah.
This was pre-MCU.
All we had was X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Oh, and Spider-Man.
So
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
And so they even
That's
I
what
didn't
I grew
realize
up
this,
on all these.
but in behind the scenes shots, that suit is bright red. But the way they film it and the color grading that they do to it in post, it looks dark maroon to blackish at times. But it really is like this bright red suit. Yeah. And it's got Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin. It's got what's his name as Bullseye?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Colin
Bullseye.
Farrell.
Just if there is a piece of scenery in this film, like if he's just on set and there's scenery, motherfucker, choose it. He just starts chomping away at the scenery. It's so fun.
Who is now the Penguin?
Oh my God.
Colin Farrell
that's right.
is just
he's
so good.
First of all, go see Daredevil.
Yeah.
Go rent it. The director's cut. And then go watch this insane story of Daredevil 2003 by High Top Films. All right, guys. Thanks for that, joining me in that piece of the show. Let's move on to the other part of the show that I enjoy, which is the main review. We're going to be talking about Furiosa. That's how her theme song goes, right?
It is.
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Okay.
Directed by George Miller.
Sure.
Go ahead.
No, you said go with the credits.
Okay. Written by George Miller and Nick Lathoris, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Burke, Alila Brown, and Elsa Pataki. Snatched from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by the warlord Dementus. Swiffering through the wasteland, they come across the Citadel, presided over by the Immortan Joe. As the two tyrants fight for dominance, Furiosa soon finds herself in a nonstop battle to make her way home. Go.
I have a small problem with the title of this movie. Mm-hmm. Saga, I feel, is incorrectly utilized. Or, Yeah. So the official title is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shouldn't it be a Mad Max story or the Mad Max saga?
Right.
Not a Mad Max saga.
So your problem
Saga
is that
the
you don't
breadth
think
of all the stories together.
Yes.
you don't
I
think
see what you're saying now.
Furiosa by itself is not a saga.
Furiosa itself can be a saga, but they decided to demarcate it as part of the Mad Max saga, not its own separate Mad Max saga.
Well, it is its own Mad Max saga. That's what you're saying.
No. I'm saying it is a facet of the Mad Max saga,
Saga's like a big...
or it is a Mad Max story.
What's bigger than a saga, though?
I don't know. Nothing. The universe. Saga is the umbrella with which all these stories are told.
Yes.
So it would be a part of the Mad Max
They're
saga.
all a
not
part of the Mad Max
a
saga.
Mad Max saga. So it should be Furiosa, Furiosa, the Mad Max saga. It's a part of the Mad Max saga, not a Mad Max saga. Or it's a Mad Max story within the larger Mad Max saga.
Well,
words matter.
Words do matter.
Literally, words matter.
Words
this is
matter.
In the nitty gritty of hierarchies and paradigms of titling. Shit like this matters, and I hate that an entire corporation didn't just throw out the
Yeah.
just make
Mad
it the
Max saga.
Star Wars did it perfectly. Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
That's the way you should go. And also Twilight did it perfectly. Sorry, guys.
The Twilight Saga.
It was the Twilight Saga.
I was
it was
waiting
New Moon, the Twilight
for my
Saga.
time to shine here.
I see.
The Twilight Saga.
The paradigm tells you that all of these things put together are a full saga, not this one story is a saga.
It's not New Moon, a Twilight Saga. It's the Twilight Saga, New Moon.
Can a separate saga exist inside of a larger saga?
Wait, can you
yes.
in Saga?
So then it would be
Inception of Saga?
If so, in this instance, it would be Furiosa, a Furiosa saga.
You piece
The
of
Mad
shit.
Max Saga.
The Mad Max. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Other than that,
how do we
4
move
stars.
on from this?
4.5 stars, 5 stars.
All right, so you are a huge Mad Max Fury Road fan.
I think.
Wait, hold on. Are you a Mad Max fan, or are you a Mad Max Fury Road fan?
A Mad Max fan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's the one I remember being under 10 years old and watching Road Warrior and being wildly obsessed with how they pulled that off.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's seen Road Warrior. It's honestly, it's basically the same movie as Fury Road. Max agrees to transport a tanker of gasoline to another location for his own benefit. And then shit goes bad. He has to save a couple of people. But it's basically just a chase movie. Or the whole movie is structured around one chase.
So let's backtrack just a skosh.
Yeah.
So if you don't know Mad Max, starring
Which one?
Mad Max.
Oh, Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
The first film is not a pre-apocalypse.
It's
pre-apocalypse Australia.
It's I guess pre-apocalypse. It's post and there's pre. What's the middle? Like mid-apocalypse. It's mid-apocalypse Australia.
So I know it. Ante-mortem and post-mortem from my job, and then peri-mortem's like around
Peripocalypse.
around the time of death.
Peripocalypse, mid-apocalypse. It's during the apocalypse. The dominoes are falling. It's about to apocalypse.
It's about to happen.
Yeah.
Speaking of our own personal apocalypse that's going on right now, pretty mid. So Mad Max, the original, takes place
Not cool.
peripocalypse, and he's just a cop. He's a copper.
The main force.
Of what?
They're called the main force. The main force police.
And he comes across bad guys, and then bad guys get mad at him, and they're like, "We're gonna murder your family." And then
they're like, "We're mad at you, Max," and that's how the movie.
And that's how. Yeah.
It is. You know what? Let me look
Mad
up
at Max.
the year it came
Mad
out.
at Max Saga. The Mad at Max Saga. Sorry.
The Mad at Max Saga. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mad at Max Saga. That would work fine too. Yeah. Just not the.
So.
Sorry, I brought it back.
And so,
never
it's
be
a
sorry.
It's a pretty straightforward revenge tale. And then the Road Warrior is post-apocalypse. And then there is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, starring Tina Turner. And that's the first one I saw. I believe, I don't know if it was in the theaters or what, but I went and saw it with my mom. And it blew me away. It was nuts. And it was also the first time I ever realized that there was like a singer, but then they can also act. That's neat. So then fast forward 30 years till Fury Road.
Between the two, yeah, it was almost exactly 30 years. Yeah. So these movies, all of them have been written and directed by George Miller, also known for Babe.
It's true.
Shut up! I didn't realize that.
That'll
Happy
do,
Feet.
Yeah, I fucking hate Happy Feet.
I actually hate Happy Feet too, but it gave him his Oscar, so I'm okay with it.
Nice.
I love Babe.
Babe, also a bit of a masterpiece.
I've never seen
legit. It's
What?
a bit.
Oh my god! Next week we're talking about Babe.
It's so good. Babe, Pig in the City, it's fine.
Oh, is that a sequel?
Yeah.
To Babe?
Babe 2, Pig in the City.
Babe 2. God damn it.
That'll do.
All right, go
That'll do.
That's
Did you
all
cry
I
a little
know.
bit? Yeah. The very end. I mean, there's no greater like achievement than that approval in that end of that movie. It was just like fuck,
they
man.
even reference it in Shrek.
That was like my dad's favorite movie.
He goes, "That'll do, donkey."
Yeah.
That'll do.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
That'll do.
That'll do, Pig. Anyway, So, popular director of Babe, George Miller. He co-wrote and directed all of these movies.
Yeah.
They are a labor of love. They do not come out successively. So the first one was 1979, and then the second one was like 81. Okay, yeah, those were back to back.
Close, yeah.
And then they had trouble getting Thunderdome put together about 4 or 5 years later, and then he was working on Fury Road for 20 years.
Yeah.
To get it made and done, and it took about 4 years to like from start to finish because of storms and funding dropout and blah blah blah. They like Charlize Theron had to shave her head 3 times.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they stopped filming, showed footage, were allowed to come back. He had to wait for them to finish other jobs that they were on.
I didn't realize it was that rough.
It was, they shot 450 hours of footage, edited to a 2-hour movie.
God damn.
That is like, yeah, okay, producer Dylan is like, holy shitting in the corner. How difficult is that? That is literally 1% of all the footage you filmed.
Yeah,
into a movie.
That's insane. Yeah, that's nuts.
And that's why she won the Oscar for editing that year.
Wow.
Movie was nominated for 10 Oscars, won 6, all technical.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
it is
nice.
one of the best movies of the 21st century. It is so good, or at least the last 10 years. And it took 20 years to make.
Yeah.
During the course of that production, that development, they wrote 2 other scripts. Mm-hmm. One of them is Furiosa, this movie, which was originally, like you had mentioned, supposed to be an animated movie.
Yeah. They were kind of going for the Animatrix type like
Ooh.
a couple of different avenues. There's like comic books, and we're gonna have animated movies, and they're all gonna tie into each other, and you have to read one to get to the other. And
Yeah, from inception, this was supposed to be the Mad Max Fury Road.
a saga.
Mad Max Fury Road was supposed to be a multi-platform story experience. Yeah. Comics, an anime, the movie, a video game, a cooperative video game, the whole nine. And they had scripts for all of it. The video game became something else. The animated never happened. The comic did happen, but it was just prequel stuff, and and it was no reprints. I think it was only like published
Someone
once.
just emailed me or messaged me today, be like, "Hey, can we get those Mad Max comics?" And I was like, "Sure," because my distributor says it's available. And so I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll get that for you. I'll get one for myself while I'm there." And then I put them in the cart, and I went to go check out, and they were like, "Get these out of the cart. These don't exist. Get out of here."
Yeah,
They wouldn't let me order them.
Fuck you. No, absolutely not.
And then it flipped you off.
Yeah.
I think that's because George Miller owns the rights to Mad Max. Now, Warner Brothers does distribute the movie and help fund it, but there was a whole legal drama between him and Warner Brothers, and he won the rights back.
Nice.
Yeah. So they tried to make Fury Road at like Fox for a while, and it just didn't happen. He ended up. But either way, doesn't matter. This movie was conceived. Furiosa was conceived and written before Mad Max or Fury Road ever came out. So these are definitely like of a piece.
Yeah.
And it wasn't supposed to be a movie.
A saga.
The whole thing was a saga. This movie alone,
Not
a
a
saga of a different character? No.
Now that you pointed it out, it's going to bother me too.
It should bother you
It
because
does.
grammar matters. Grammar matters. Grammar matters.
I'm on your side. Is
Grammar matters.
is it Babe, the Mad Max saga?
It's Babe, a Mad Max story.
Okay.
No, it's Babe, a Furiosa story.
I also loved Fury Road, but it is just a big chase story. But the stunts and everything, I really sort of wowed at the practicality of all the stunts. How much of that was practical? Because watching this movie doesn't seem quite as practical. Was Fury Road also not that practical, and I just didn't notice it? It was hidden better. Or was that?
No, there was a lot. It was very practical with a lot of digital assistance. So they would just film for 2 to 3 years beforehand. The stunt coordinator who got his start being a bad guy in the first Mad Max movie as a stunt performer.
Yeah.
They built all of the vehicles. They created all of the stunts. They practiced with them and had the actor in Mad Max Fury Road. There's those gimbals that go back and forth. People jump from car to car on those big gimbals.
Yup.
They literally were doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
And so if there's a giant explosion right next to an actor, that's digitally provided. Yeah. But if the car flips around next, that happened.
Yeah.
The one that it's in the trailer.
I would like
in
to
the
see
trailer
a
for
behind the
Fury
scenes of
Road.
that movie.
Oh, they're so fascinating. After seeing this, I fell back into a Fury Road hole. In the trailer, there's a war boy who does the witness me for the first time, takes 2 war sticks and jumps out of car.
Such a good.
That motherfucker did that. There's literally harnesses and gimbals on him, and he jumps off of a moving vehicle into another moving vehicle, and it stops right before impact, and then he gets pulled back.
Yeah.
And then they just digitally added
Ba-boom.
the afterwards. Yeah. So they did a lot of it, and it was really, really cool. This movie was a little bit more. You could tell they did a lot of shit, but it was a little bit more digital.
I feel like
looking.
a lot. There was a lot of bits in this movie, Furiosa, where I was like, digital. Oh, that's bad digital.
Yeah,
I didn't spend the whole movie last time doing that. But this time I was like, oh, that's.
I feel super bad. Let's only talk about Furiosa right now because I could talk about Fury Road for 400 years and you haven't seen it yet. So
Yes,
You haven't seen any Max.
As somebody who has
right?
never maxed
I've never seen an angry Max.
any part of the Mad Max saga, you have not
Just Babe.
experienced. just Babe, which is
prequel.
like an offshoot. You know what? In the world of Mad Max, somebody reads a story to their child and it's Babe. So it's just only
I like
tangentially
that,
connected.
yeah.
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 But
so-
what did you think of Furiosa?
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah?
I had a really fun time. This is also my first time going to the movie theaters alone.
Oh.
Little anxious Alice
Yeah.
went out and I had a fabulous time. And
I love going by myself.
Yeah.
I love going with other people.
I was gonna say
more.
that. Yeah.
But I also, there are times where I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah, I was just sitting there with my junior mints, my feet up. It was great.
Yeah.
Negligible.
Hold on. Dylan, what's your favorite movie snack?
Alice
Alice goes with Junior Mints.
Junior Mints
pretty
all the way.
regularly.
Every time.
Peanut M&Ms.
Oh, good one too.
Noel?
I think you're both wrong. And
I get that a lot.
Candy or any snack?
Any snack.
It's popcorn.
I mean, I got a popcorn too. You get a popcorn.
I always get a
popcorn.
popcorn
Yeah.
and peanut butter M&Ms.
I'm one track minded. I usually don't fuck with anything else, just popcorn and my drink. If my wife gets a candy, I'll have a piece or two, but it's popcorn all day.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
We
cool.
actually
Sorry,
wait.
continue.
No. Now we're talking about candy. I was going to say one more
Welcome
quick
to the
thing.
candy show.
I'm just going to talk about how cute my fiance is. But when COVID first happened, and like I was sad, like we couldn't go anywhere or do anything. I came home from work one day. I was working in an infectious disease lab, so I still had to go like in person to work.
Yeah.
And I came home one day, and he had set up our living room like a little movie theater because he knew I missed going to the movies, and he had ordered on Amazon multiple packs of Junior Mints, and he made our kitchen look like a little concession stand so I could still go get my Junior Mints, and it was so cute.
I'd
Oh
marry
my
him.
God.
I'd totally marry him.
I'm a
I am
terrible
Dibs.
boyfriend / husband. Damn it.
It was the freaking. I don't even remember what movie we watched. Costa, if you remember what movie it was.
Did you take? I want to see pictures of this. Did anybody take pictures of this?
I might on my. I might
That's
on
really
Snapchat
cute.
somewhere. Yeah, it was.
Robert says,
Twizzlers.
oh, that's a good one too.
Great pull. Twizzlers. I am a gun to my head. Fruity Chewy versus chocolatey. I'll go Fruity Chewy.
I'm ending the stream
Chocolatey.
right now.
Yeah, I am not anti-chocolate. I love
That's
caramel and
crazy.
chocolate.
That's crazy.
But if I was like Haribo gummy bears or M&Ms, fuck M&Ms. I'm gonna go with the gummy
M&Ms
bears
all the time.
every day.
unless it's sour
M&Ms.
chewies. I like sour. crunchy
Watermelon
chewies.
Sour Patch Kids are fantastic.
Oh, I get those.
Those are
cheese
great.
bags.
If you put those in the freezer and then eat them,
I used
10 times better.
There was a time when I first discovered sour Skittles that I ate them, and I used to go to the movies like twice a week. I ate so many bags of sour Skittles that I had
burn.
sores in my mouth.
there's a
Oh,
there's a threshold.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Furiosa. I had an excellent time.
Furiosa Saga.
And
Go.
yeah, Furiosa Saga, comma babe. I had never seen any Mad Max
Yeah.
or any Fury Road, and I almost watched Fury Road before going to see this, and
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, I kind of want to see how it is as standalone because
great.
I think we had the last time, no, 2 times ago when I was on, we talked about Phantom Menace, and I mentioned how some people show their kids the prequels first so that they're surprised when Anakin becomes Vader. Spoilers, I'm sorry.
He kills kids too.
He does a
many
lot of them. So I was like, oh, it'd be interesting if I can do that. What?
Sorry.
Hold on.
You didn't
Chris,
know this? Later.
friend- No, I understand.
Nope,
Chris.
that's good.
Friend of the show, Chris Dunn. Popcorn, but fill the butter halfway, then more popcorn. My man, there's the dude behind the counter filling your popcorn bucket. Do you tell the man, just fill it halfway? I'm going to go down there and put butter, and then I'm going to come back and you can refill it again.
There's
How do
typically
you
one
get
back
that
there.
to work?
There's one back there too.
Oh, yeah? I
Usually.
always take it to go get butter. You can ask them to do that?
Or yeah,
That's possible?
There is no way that people that work at movie theaters do not know about layered preference. So they'll either be like, yeah, just bring it back here, or
But if
we'll do
there's
it
like
back
a
there.
line behind you?
People will do it.
Yes, they're used to it, says Chris.
Damn, that's
Chris,
cool.
hot take: butter at movie theaters is disgusting.
And delicious.
Absolutely disgusting.
And I love it.
It's melted oil.
And it's in my veins.
It's so like it's just
Through my mouth. In the
how
veins.
do you walk out of the theater not feeling like your face can't breathe?
Oh no, it's
Just
Oh, I
oil.
do.
Yeah,
I
you
do.
know we do.
I
Yeah, we're
absolutely
just like,
despise
this
it.
is great.
I hate it.
I have to
sorry.
shower immediately.
Yeah, I
I'm
hate
just
it.
sweating oil.
Yeah.
Like I am a giant zit. Yeah, I hate it.
He makes
Fucking
me
hate
pop
it.
him
It's
after
just-
the movie. It's pretty intimate and gross.
Yeah, you have to sing a special song. Don't tell them what it is, but it's toxic.
It's
okay.
toxic. I was gonna say that. Okay.
Zit song.
Yeah, so I went in knowing nothing.
Yes.
I almost looked up a little something about Fury Road before, like
Yeah.
just to read like the summary, and I was like, no, I want to go in like this is just a movie on its own, like see how I feel about it.
Did you
I
see a
had-
trailer?
No, I didn't even see a
You
trailer.
didn't see it? Do you
I
even know what
didn't-
this movie is about at
No,
all?
nope.
Dope.
Nice.
It was
Yeah.
really. I didn't know Furiosa was a person. Like I was that oblivious. I didn't know
Wow.
Furiosa was
Again,
a character. I was like,
that-
that's a
I love
fun.
that.
fun
That might
word.
be one of the problems why that might be one of the problems why movie theaters aren't really making it right now.
Yeah.
The fact that it is a prequel to an Academy Award winning successful movie
Yeah.
from less than 10 years ago. And there's no television that people watch consistently to see it advertised. It's targeted to people that would know about it already. So you in your space, it's not being fed to you whatsoever.
I had nothing to compare it to. I had no expectations, and I loved it. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to follow along because I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the Wasteland. Yeah. And I was able to follow along fine. I mean, I'm sure there's certain things I might have gotten better. Sure. Like there were certain Easter eggs that I thought about after, but like
I would no. So
I mean, I had a great time.
Well, no. I mean, like, there's nothing. If anything, you probably had a purer or better experience than maybe I did, because every time there was some sort of either foreshadowed or mirrored memberberry, it was like, all right,
I kind of wish now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of wish Furiosa came out first,
obviously,
and got us to Mad Max Fury Road, just because of the question. Well, we'll get into spoilers, but there are questions that I would have liked to have unanswered for myself watching Furiosa, because the character is so much fun. Noel, we both love Fury Road. What did you think of Furiosa?
So you kind of ticked on the thing that is stopping me from absolutely loving this movie as opposed to just enjoying it a lot. I think I can compare it to Fury Road because it is a direct line, right?
Yeah.
Fury Road is dialogue light, balletic, and show don't tell. It is like the perfect example of everything is done with emotion and action. Yeah. We meet in that movie, and I'm going to be very light on spoilers because I cannot wait to watch a Fury Road with you.
I hope we all get together to watch it.
So we're watching Fury Road.
We meet all of the characters in Fury Road mid-conflict.
Yeah.
While they are in the middle of making a choice. The choice is made. And
I love that.
It is everything you need to know about the character is implied with the choice that they make at the literal first scene you see them in. It was powerful. It's effective. I loved it.
Also,
this gives me 2 hours of leading up to that choice that was already really effective for me in the first one. So is it interesting? Is it cool? Do I get to see more of the Wasteland and all of the factions and the political interplay between Gastown and Ammo Farm? And all fucking cool.
Yeah.
Did I need it? No. It kind of took the shine a little bit out of like that balletic, impulsive, crazy experience.
Okay. Fair.
A little bit.
I did not have that experience. I was just as enamored with Furiosa as I was with Fury Road. As soon, because I actually walked out, because I saw someone on Twitter was like, "Who asked for this?" And I was like, literally me. As soon as Fury Road was over, I went to my wife. I want a Furiosa. Like, I don't even need Mad Max anymore. Get him out of here. I want Furiosa movies for the rest of my days. Like, I liked her so much.
They had to go backwards though.
I know.
Because it's a perfect ending.
Yes.
And the same with Max. They have to go backwards because that is such a perfect.
I do wish that we still had Charlize Theron. I understand we can't because it's a little girl, but she could have, right? They could have just like younged her down a little bit.
You had trouble with the special effects as it was.
Yeah. It would have been a little bit too also Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
He didn't have the best time filming Fury Road. None of them did. None of them did at all.
Well, I mean, wait, do you mean just what it takes to make those types of movies in the desert and all of the problems they had, or were there like personal things?
All of the above.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the movie took 20 years to make, and during the course of that, George Miller understood every single piece of it.
Yeah.
Everything was incredibly complicated. So like they would film for one whole day, 1 3-second sequence of one of the car chases. And they would do it completely out of order. And because he was dealing with stunts, impracticalities, special effects, and weather at the same time, because they filmed in Namibia, so it was 110 degrees.
Don't know where that is.
Africa.
Thank you.
Like the middle bottom of Africa.
Yeah.
Like 110 degrees or freezing.
Yeah.
Like on the same 24-hour period. it was very intense and very crazy. And all of them say like George did not have time for the actors. Period. So,
which I kind of get.
They were totally like there was no real script either. It was like 400 panels.
Oh, it was all
storyboards.
Storyboards, yeah.
So on shooting, there was really no script. It was just we're in this part of the movie. We're in this part of the movie. So they all hated it. And then Tom Hardy screaming matches with George Miller and Charlize Theron screaming matches with Tom Hardy, and then back and they all fucking hated each other.
Jeez.
Oh, that sucks. I hate knowing that.
No, it's great though because they had to start and stop production like 3 times.
Yeah.
In between, like Tom Hardy would send Charlize Theron notes about like, fucking, I hated it. You hated it. But I kind of miss you, stuff like that. Like we were stuck in war together.
Yeah.
And after the first screening at like a press junket, Tom Hardy like tearfully apologized to George Miller. Like, I didn't know what the fuck you were doing, and I was mad all the time. But after seeing it, like, I am so sorry.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it was not a good experience. So, and I heard stuff kind of like that. Like, and Anya Taylor-Joy, you asked, like, apparently in a press conference, they asked her like, how was it? And she was like, ask me in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it looked like, I mean,
this was hard.
Looking at both of these movies, it is not surprising.
No.
Yeah.
Like, that does not look like a pleasant experience for anyone, right? But
except Chris Hemsworth.
He
looked like he had a great fucking time.
Thank you for bringing him up. He was delightful this entire film. I had so much fun watching him. Every time he was on screen, he stole it.
Yeah.
He just stole the screen away from us.
I would like to see Dementus, a Mad Max story. No.
Mad Max.
Dementus, a Furiosa story.
Yes.
Because he doesn't
Mad
cross
Max
paths
Saga.
with Max at all.
The
Mad Max Saga.
Yeah.
So I've heard people complaining that they MCU'd Mad Max. Is that just because Hemsworth was in it and was charming and funny?
I think like making like, I don't know.
I thought it was like just prequels and sequels and stuff.
No, I don't know.
Or connected.
I thought it was like, oh God, what are the words for it? When they make like little quips or jokes,
It's very quippy.
That's what when people say like they marveled it. That's what I think of. But like
it's so weird that
undercutting drama with quips, right?
Isn't it so weird that none of us know what the fuck they mean because they complain about absolutely everything?
This is what I assume. It doesn't bother me.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
I thought Chris Hemsworth was great.
He was awesome.
He was really good.
He was
villain.
really.
I was wondering. I don't think I've ever seen him play a villain. Right?
No, I haven't.
Spiderhead, but I didn't watch all.
I did
of
not.
Oh,
watch
I've
that.
never seen that.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah. Should we get into spoilers?
If anybody has not had a chance to see this, see it in the largest screen possible.
Go to the theaters, for God's sake.
Go by yourself. It's fun.
This is a wonderfully immersive, fun, wild movie. If the idea of show don't tell and minimal dialogue but all pulse pounding awesomeness appeals to you, do it.
Yeah.
It was great. Even if you've never seen any Mad Max before.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
very
I had a
accessible.
fun time.
That POV.
It's worth it.
How did you feel about the story structure?
Oh, it was. Have they ever done
No.
that before with the cards, the title cards, the chapter cards?
See, I didn't know if that was a Mad Max thing.
No, it's out of nowhere, and it felt a little jarring.
It
but I was
did.
like, okay,
Also, they didn't always like match. I don't know. It was fine.
yeah. The thing I wanted to talk about earlier was.
We're in spoilers now.
Yeah, spoilers. So I would have liked. I enjoyed him so much, Dementus, and
Dr. Dementus. He gave himself a title.
Dr. Dementus.
and then he gets hit with the red stuff, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh fuck yeah, now I'm Red Dementus.
Yeah.
I just love him. He was like always he was just kind of vibing with everything. Like,
having a good time.
I'm gonna do this. And I think if I seen this and then Mad Max Fury Road, it would have been nice to not know who was the main bad guy moving forward. Like, I didn't know Dementus was going to die in this one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I didn't know, but
I had no idea. I was like,
You didn't.
I'm sorry, I did.
Having seen,
I did know that he was going to die. That's what I meant to say.
I did not.
But because I know that Immortan Joe is the main baddie of the next film.
which they do kind of set up in the end of this one with bringing the peach.
No, but I mean,
Going in.
Going in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It would have been nice to be. I probably would have been sad. I'd
it's
be
like
oh,
how
they killed him.
going into Star Wars prequels not knowing Anakin becomes Vader. Yeah.
That's true.
I love Immortan Joe was dope in this movie.
Oh my God, he looks so cool. Yeah. I don't know what he looks like in the other ones. But
The same.
Older.
It's a different.
Bushier eyebrows.
It's a different actor because the original actor passed away, I believe, and this was like a younger guy, which made sense. But he's in Fury Road. He's a little bit more of just a ornery old king kind of a thing. In this one, he is such a tactician and is like a politician, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. He's very. This is how he got his job.
Yeah. Who was his
Scrotus?
No, his
Scrotus
children.
And Rictus.
His Scrotus and Rictus. Yeah, they were
Beavis and Butthead, literally.
Literally Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. The guy in the suit next to him with the nipples cut out.
And he would just.
And he had a gas mask
tweaking.
on his junk, like.
That was
and his nose.
I forget his actual name.
That cool metal thing on his nose.
He's basically the banker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think I read that he's a former politician in Australia.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's his thing. Just
Every time he's talking, he's just
like,
rubbing.
I need access to my nipples at all fucking times. So all my suits have holes.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that at first. The first thing I noticed was the gas mask on his pants.
There's
right
a lot
over
of
his junk.
there's a
and I
lot
was
of
like, what is
phallic.
that? And then I was like, what is he doing with his hands? And I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
I was like,
when you learn that all of the Citadels just so in the names, Gas Town, you guys must do gas. Ammo Farm, you guys must do ammo.
Yeah.
Bullet Farm, yeah.
Bullet Farm, sorry. The Citadel, when you learn that it's milking and birthing,
Yep.
it's like, oh,
Yep.
Gross.
all these guys are fucking awful. I knew they were awful before, but hot damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
I think the only takeaway from this movie that was negative for me was the CG at certain times, because it seemed out of place in scenes that it didn't even need it. There's a scene where the Furiosa, baby Furiosa goes into the birthing
The vault.
the birthing vault.
Women are
And
adults.
it's just, it's the same
not
scene as
things.
you saw in Fury Road, where it's got the steps coming down and it's sort of this shot going in, and there's a woman walking down the steps, and that woman is CG. The way she walks is very jagged and strange, and she's obviously been put in there. And I'm like, why did they you didn't need that woman walking down the steps. So strange.
There's also too, there's a sense of when you see a sequel, and I know this isn't a sequel, but it did come out after.
Sure.
There's usually a sense of escalation. This movie, which I like, de-escalated, because even the action scenes in this are much smaller comparatively. But it increased on the emotional appeal or just like the story. So I like that, but I also still bristle at the fact that I got all that already in the first one. Like her arc in this movie was just vengeance for the most part. It was basically just vengeance. She finally found a home and it still was taken from her. But I knew that because that was the same exact emotional arc that she completes for the most part in Mad Max. So it was a journey that I enjoyed going on.
Yeah.
But I still, at the end of it, was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't need that. I didn't need that, but it was cool that it was there.
But I loved it. It didn't give me anything that I needed to know from Fury Road. Like everything I needed from Furiosa, I already got. But I just like.
I don't know why. I just feel allergic to saying love.
Oh, I loved it.
I thought it was fucking cool as hell and really good, but love is hard for me to say because I loved what had already happened, and this didn't offer me anything new other than Dementus.
Yeah. That's
And Praetorian Jack, fucking coolest dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so cool.
Who's not Mad Max.
But you know what
Very
though?
close.
You know what though? As soon as they introduce him, you have that wonderful sequence where she tries to stow away, and it's really, really good.
And you don't even know she's there.
No.
Until,
and then he's like, "Hey, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about road war."
Yeah. Next scene.
Yada yada.
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
Like I don't get to
And
see
now
that.
you know.
Yeah. That was.
We're here.
Yeah.
Arguably, that was the most interesting point of her progression from this to this, and they cut it all out.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like, what the
imagine they
fuck?
filmed it, but like.
I don't. Did I need almost 40 minutes of pre Anya Taylor-Joy Furiosa? Okay, that was pretty cool. Would I have preferred
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy becoming Furiosa? Like legitimately becoming the Praetorian or the Imperator.
Yeah. That's true. They spend a lot of time with Anakin, and then they yada yada the Vader bit. Like,
the movie that was the most interesting that would have really like cut its teeth just seemed like it was left out. Yeah. And that as much as I liked this, it still kind of was like.
Is there a director's cut of Fury Road?
No.
That's so neat to me that Zack Snyder will have director's cuts. But then, like, this guy who has, like, 1 million hours of footage was like, nah, I'm good.
George Miller's... So, to compare the two, George Miller's a master storyteller.
It's true.
George Miller is very much a dude that's, like, best idea wins, most efficient act. Like, do I need the dialogue to explain it? Maybe. Can I do it without it? Fuck yeah, get rid of it. Yeah. Like, everyone freaks out at him on film Twitter about, like, he thinks that actors are useless and you don't need dialogue. And he's like, no, I think actors are wonderful. I just also think that you can have them emote instead of soliloquy.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Emotions,
yeah.
So he's, like, he is all about, like, he just has this weird natural habit of being the most efficient and going for it. If anything, this was probably his, in the Mad Max movies, this was probably his most, like, long in the tooth feeling.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah. Road Warrior was, Beyond Thunderdome was a little bit more talky. Also, the way that Max was in the original movies is a little bit more cocky and braggadocious. In these more current movies, he is just, get out of my way.
Yeah.
And does not say anything. Just get out of my way. You, that over there.
I will say that all the people who are like, you can't, was it Kathleen Kennedy who had said something about the reason Solo didn't work is because you just shouldn't recast with different actors. And it's like,
you can.
I feel like Mad Max Fury Road wants a word with you. Like, you can do it and it's fine.
People don't give audiences credit.
Yeah.
Like, you could, another movie I put on in the shop that no one likes and shouldn't, Superman Returns.
Oh, I still like that movie. Most of it.
You don't.
Half of it.
You like 3 sequences.
That's true. I do.
In a 2.5 hour movie.
I do.
Yeah,
that's true.
Come on. But that was a movie that loosely took the continuity of 35-year-old movies and just recasted it.
Yeah.
I don't need to explain anything. That's not a multiversal blah, blah, blah. It's just, I just recasted it. And when they were talking about, like, what are we going to do with The Flash if this movie's popular? And be like, just recast it.
Yeah.
Oh, you can make it like an in-universe. Like, why?
Yeah,
just recast it.
Yeah.
Like,
same thing with Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, just recast.
Just recast him.
They did it with the Hulk like twice.
Yeah.
And who cares?
3 different Hulks.
Just recast it. Doesn't matter. Yeah. People aren't stupid. They also don't need to be like spoon-fed. Just do it.
Just do it.
If it's a good movie, no one gives a shit.
That's a good slogan. I feel like some...
Just do it. I don't think anybody's got that.
Yeah, I think some companies should use that.
If anything, maybe like Doritos.
Yeah. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just Doritos.
I mean, that's what when I see a bag of Doritos.
Like, just do it.
Just do it.
I'm at the gas station.
And then I start crying.
Yeah, do it. Is there anything else we want to say about a Mad Max Saga Furiosa?
Go see it.
They should have recast T'Challa, says Robert Monroe Jr.
I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they probably will someday.
Yeah.
But I mean,
they kind of already did, right?
The people that were making that movie felt it would be insincere, and I'm not going to argue with them about it. Yeah.
Anything else about Mad Max or Furiosa?
This movie made me want to shave my head, but I don't think I'd look as good. So.
Oh,
I think
you know
it'll be
what?
fine. I
do have something I'd like to
shave your
say.
head, do it.
Another negative takeaway.
When's your wedding? You got time.
Which, right?
October 2025.
Oh, you got so much time. Buzz that bitch.
Buzz that bitch.
Your head, I mean.
Anya Taylor-Joy's bald wig and
She looks like an alien.
fake hair.
Yeah.
Awful.
I didn't think it was that bad. It made me want to shave my head.
I mean,
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did. I think that's a bald cap and a fake.
The long hair was... No, I think she...
Did she shave it?
So the scene that it looks the
this
most
is what I'm
real
afraid people
is when
will say when I shave my head.
The
is that I
scene
look like an
it looks
alien.
the most real is when she's cutting it.
Yeah.
Like that is a shaved head.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I also just want to say I know we got a lot of her younger. Again, I had no expectations of what the story should be. I loved seeing that little girl kick ass in the beginning. Oh my god.
I saw
that was so fun.
I haven't looked it up, but I saw a thing
Furiosa.
Didn't let-
George Miller wouldn't let Anya Taylor-Joy shave her head for Furiosa.
Why? That's weird.
Charlize Theron went bald as the character, but Miller wanted Taylor-Joy to keep her locks for the prequel.
Probably, well, I mean, for all that stuff, but also probably just she's only bald for like 2 sequences.
That's true.
But also,
not a lot of the movie.
I mean,
That's not her fault. She says, I was so excited to shave my head. Then George saw me in real life and went, no, we can't. Which is funny. In my head, I was blaming her for not shaving her head, but she was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
I mean, it grows back, but also too, he probably had like bad flashbacks of like asking Charlize Theron to do it.
Do it
constantly.
3 times.
Yeah. In between filming and stuff, learned his lesson. Put a cap on.
That was one of the only things where I'm like, oh, she just looks so weird with that big head, that big
I didn't
bald cap.
even clock that.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Now you will. Yeah.
Now I'm not going to shave my head because I think you're going to think I look like an alien.
Well, just don't wear a bald wig and then fake hair on top.
If you're hiding 2 inches of hair behind a bald cap, then you do look like an alien. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, listen, go to the movie theaters, y'all, and watch Furiosa,
Do it.
That's a
a
good
Mad
one.
Max story.
What's coming out this week in theaters? Because I'm whatever it is, I'm sure it's not as good as Furiosa. What's coming out this week?
No idea.
See, that's the problem.
See?
What's coming out this week?
I never know what's coming out.
What's coming out this
until
week?
they're out.
So if I can find it before somebody in the chat does, what is coming out in movie theaters this week, the 31st? Dylan, do you know? Dylan.
Go into my
No, I'm not the one that has a
Not
movie
right now.
podcast.
Not loading.
the Garfield movie.
That happened last week. Last week.
No.
May 31st.
Oh, the limited engagement of Spider-Man: No Way Home.
That's not what I'm.
Jesus thirsts.
I need you
What
to help
is that?
me not make things worse.
Haikyuu.
What is Jesus
Actually,
thirst?
nothing like
It's a
nothing.
Jesus movie.
I don't think anything comes out this week.
Thirsty Jesus.
Ezra, in a violent nature, in like limited screens.
The Lord of the Rings are going to be back in theaters June
Oh,
8th, 9th.
yeah.
So there you go.
Coast
There
and I
is-
are going.
There is no new movie coming out this week. Go see Furiosa.
Go see Furiosa.
Do it.
And then also watch Fury Road because it's dope as hell.
And then June 7th, you can go see Bad Boys Ride or Die.
But next week,
I'll be there. I'll see you there.
Noel will not be here.
Oh, no. I hate you.
But we're going to be discussing
Acolyte?
The Acolyte.
Star
New
Wars.
Star Wars show.
The new woke Star Wars show.
Yeah. And maybe me and you can talk about a horror movie. We'll have to figure that out.
I like horror.
Yeah, let's all talk about horror movies.
Oh, that's true. It's just Brian.
It's just Brian.
Nice. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And you know what? Oh, we already did that part. We already said hi to the Omnibuds. Hi, Omnibuds. Again, we miss you.
Hi.
Go see Furiosa, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk at you later.
Bye.
Bye.